Hey guys, here we go. First game of this new draft. This is Ravnica first and second blocks rotisserie draft. I'm playing blue Boros against thunderfowl with I don't know, some kind of Abzan deck. See how it goes. I feel like my deck is kind of underpowered in this format just for pure power level. Like I took the aggro route with Boros, of course. And it's got some speed, but not a lot of end game. When Scott stops dropping things like Armada Worms, like I can't really keep up very well. So, this hand, on the other hand, is not that fast at all. But we've got all our colors, and we do have something like 6 2-drops in the deck, so I think I'll keep it. A little sketchy. Powerwall Shaman is usually a burn spell, but he is also technically a creature, so I guess I can play him as that. I like War Leader's Helix, kill something. Spark Trooper is supposed to be sort of a finish the game kind of card, so like to get something to before that. This deck has something I think of as like an X5 problem, where I can deal with a lot of 4 damage, 4 toughness creatures, but not so much with the 5 toughness ones. And Scott has a number of those, so we'll see how this goes. It's Deathrite Shaman. Not quite as good as it was in Modern. Okay, it's not a 2-drop. It is a fantastic, beautiful Expedition Steam Vents, though, so there's that. One thing I'll try to set up here, I guess it's actually set up already, is got a good number of battalion cards in the deck from the new Boros set, and I picked up the haste, the natural synergy with haste creatures to go with that. So we'll play something like Pywild into Fireman Avenger into Spark Trooper, or if we draw another creature that's relevant, and get that battalion as soon as possible. So he takes 2 for a Temple Garden, does not attack, nothing in graveyards for the Deathrite to feed on. What are we to make of that? He has a Selesnya Charm in his deck. What other instance? Advent of the Worm can't play. Beckon Apparition is nothing. Ready and Willing does nothing. It's gotta be Selesnya Charm, right? Why no attack, though? Alright. Well, Rakdos Pit Dragon could be relevant later. It's one of the more potentially powerful cards. Nothing but 4 drops, so here's Powerwall Shaman. Charm must be getting a knight, of course. Or knocked, as thunderfowl says. He must have just missed the attack. I guess there's, I mean, no reason I can think of not to. Power Wild awkwardly only has 1 toughness. Still no attacks. I think he would have been happy to trade a knight token with a 3-1, but maybe that's not what he's looking for. Alright, I like Firemane over Pit Dragon here. Pit Dragon is a good mana sink, but we still have lots of things to play, so it's just a 3-3, more or less. So let's just have a Fireman Avenger. Fortunately, this guy's pretty good. He can potentially take over some games. I would like something other than a Spark Trooper to attack with, or in addition to Spark Trooper. Our opponent's not off to his fastest start, though. I mean, he's not like an max aggro deck, but he's given us some time to build up to this slow hand that we drew. Firemane should hold off his attackers nicely. I don't think he has any pumps other than Selesnya Charm. Ready and Willing does grant Death Touch, so that's potential. Or Unflinching Courage, I guess that's a card. Might have a change of plans to just Helix that guy, because that can get out of hand pretty quick. And of course we'll just take 4. Oh, another removal spell. Alright. Does that get us anywhere? I don't really want to trade Pyrewild for his Shaman, especially since I need that for Battalion. Is there anything he can do to save his Knight if we wait? Ready and Willing fame does give indestructible, so I might just shoot the guy now. Red white. 2. So that's a 2 for 1. I'm alright with that. And we're back up to 20. And we'll get in with some flying. Doesn't really matter in this scenario, but we're representing Smite right now. Could be relevant if he has better creatures than a Deathbright Shaman. Ogre Slumlord is an alright guy, but it also costs 5. It's also not an Orsov Gilgate, so there's that. Tristani is a 2/5. Alright. Plains. Can we do anything with the plains? Unfortunately, we can't play Spark Trooper and Char in the same turn, which would be kind of nice. Is it 19? I think it's actually just Rakdos, Pit Dragon, and attack for 3. Then next turn we can Spark Trooper, possibly get Pyrewild Shaman back if that's relevant. Getting the battalion trigger doesn't do a lot right now. Let's just go for 3. We are getting close-ish to Hellbent, which makes this guy very scary. Alright, well, I was hoping he would play the Slumlord so we could shoot it with Avenger, but of course, that'd be too obvious. So that's alright, we can char this guy if need be. If we get a land, we can Spark Trooper and char. Although Spark Trooper's not really necessary at the moment. Since we already have Battalion. I guess I do have blue mana up. I don't have any counterspells main deck, but better to ask, I guess. That is a pretty sweet bird token. I'm not actually convinced it's a bird, but it's pretty sweet looking. Boros Reckoner. Does that do anything? We can play Char and Reckoner, so it's kind of nice. What's the play here? I think it's Char the Scion. That seems pretty obvious. I'd like to get Tristani off the board, but Scion actually being able to block my stuff well makes that awkward. I could shoot the Lightning Helix trigger at Scion and then he can't, or you have to trade at least. But I don't want to trade like a Pit Dragon for a Scion, that seems terrible. So then I could char the Scion, Lightning Helix. Tristani makes her not able to block, but if she does block, then I can char her. No, because I already spent the char. Gotta get another char. That's the answer here. So then char the Scion, Helix Tristani, and attack for 9. And then play Reckoner. That seems alright. He's still gaining life. I don't think that there's much we can do about that though. Let's try that. Char on Scion. chose not to, say, double or triple block the Pit Dragon, which is fine. He takes 6. No problem. We could get Shaman back. No, we couldn't. That's not how damage works. So, no, we couldn't get Shaman back. But that's okay, because we're going to play Reckoner anyway. Red, red, white. Exiling my War Leader's Helix. Okay, with 2 damage. That's how that works, right? He can also exile our Shaman before we can recur it, which is kind of awkward. Getting pretty close to Hellbent, which is pretty sweet. Alright, there's that slow mode. We can actually just Helix it. I have a Boros Reckoner untapped. Don't think I'm going to be able to do much about it. Still got no lands in graveyard for his Shaman, right. What can he do with 2 mana? Beckon Apparition. Not ready and willing. I already spent his Selesnya Charm. Yep, there's that we expected. Unfortunate. I think one of the only decks in this draft that can actually stop a recurring Pyroworld Shaman. So there's that. What's it do? Rats you control have Death Touch. For all of those rats that he's controlling. Control all the rats. Alright, so, Hellbent. Make it happen. Six-one, he's got no first strike. We can Helix this Slumlord to death before anything else dies. He can... What can he do? Not really a lot. He can't block... Oh, he can jump this flying. These guys have first strike. Feeling pretty good about this attack. And then Sunhome is online for even more double striking fun. Sadly, cannot use it on the Spark Trooper, as ridiculous as that would be. Red, red, 1, white. If he doesn't block Pit Dragon, we can also pump it by 2, or 1 double strike. This seems like a pretty good board state for having no cards in hand. Like just Pit Dragon and a Sunhome. Sounds good to me. So he chumps the Pit Dragon, and everything else gets through. It does not and cannot have trample, so sounds good to me. Take 12, and we gain 6. It's yours, he says. Rakdos Pit Dragon. Doing his job. Okay, so, like I said, we gotta deal with this X5 problem against this deck. I guess he doesn't have a huge number of them, but he's got enough to be scary. We saw it there with Tristoni. And if he gets in Advent of the Worm, or Unflinching Courage on something, or Wormwheel Coil makes an X6, even worse. So to deal with that, First of all, anything that's terrible. I think maybe Ash Zealot is not enough power level. I guess Electrolyze is alright, can get us over the top, push some damage through. He has some enchantments. Not sure how worried we need to be about them though. Just one artifact, just a signet. So I don't think Wear Tear is really doing it. He's got, for life gain, Tristani. I think that's all. I like Martial Glory to throw onto some first strikers and deal with bigger creatures, and I think Spell Rupture to deal with some of his later stuff. Potential also Turn Burn, just to kill something dead, but it's kind of slow. And there aren't, like, there's some scary creatures, but nothing like specifically that says this exact creature needs to die. I think we can try it like that. Well, these cards look familiar. Not sure what I think of this. It's pretty slow again. Got that awkward Power Wild Shaman who's not supposed to be a creature. I have 41 cards in deck. That's confusing. Well, you're allowed to do that, right? Yeah. Oh well. Let's see, I took out Ash Zealot. Did I take out anything else? I guess not. Alright, well, whatever. We'll try this out. It worked last time. We do still have something like, well, it took 2-drop out, but we still have something like 5 2-drops. So, alright, there we go. It's a 2-drop. That's better. Are we gonna get a Death Ride attack here? Oh snap, there it is. Does in fact have power and toughness. Draw a card. Alright, Boros Reckoner. That is actually fantastic. That is a much better play than Power Wild Shaman. And conveniently, Power Wild Shaman is a pretty good play to play after. So, good draws. Reckoner is my first pick in the draft. Might have overvalued him. He's pretty good. I did want to get into Boros after Joe took Gruul, which I thought was probably the best guild. Although seeing the drafting process made me reevaluate my guild rankings. But Reckoner is pretty much the best card in Boros. Precinct Captain doesn't do a lot. In fact, it does nothing, because he's just going to chill in our hand. It's okay though, we've got other things to do. Don't need no Precinct Captain, leaving me out in the precincts. Does he have the 5th land? Let's see what he's got. 5, he's got Slumlord, Sign of Itugazu. Is that all he's got at 5? Okay, no land and no plays. So he could have an Advent of the Worm, which is actually fine for us because we can just Pyre Wild Shaman first strike and basically kill it for free. Although he's got that Death Ride again to eat the Pyre Wild, so it's not quite free. Char is also an option, but I'd rather keep that for dealing with things. So we'll just attack with Reckoner, and if he's got the Worm, kill it. If he doesn't, play this Angel. Putrefy. Not much we can do about that. Alright. Putrefy is actually in his sideboard, which seems kind of wild to me. Like, it seems really good. especially with signets running around everywhere if you just don't want to use it for that. Or just, hey, your guy's dead. And Tristani's back. Fabulous. So land here can get us Precinct Captain finally. And a char if need be, but that doesn't seem to do much. It could also just double strike, but also doesn't do a lot. I'd rather just get another guy out. Try to get battalion going. He's tapped out of mana. That doesn't do much. I mean, I could try to, I don't know, trade Firefist Striker for Tristani, or effectively trade Pywild for Deathrite Shaman. I don't know if that's actually any good, though. Like, if he blocks with Tristani, I spend Shaman, then he exiles it. Or, yeah, I spend my Shaman, he exiles it with his Shaman. Have this, like, crazy Shaman off. Then I basically 2-for-1 myself to kill Tristani. It doesn't seem very good. And I'm further away from Battalion. I think just attack with Angel. And then we'll pay 2, play Precinct Captain. And say go. If we can keep these guys on board and nothing exciting happens, this is actually pretty sweet, because we can, say, make Tristani not block, kill Deathrite Shaman, make a dude with Precinct Captain, potentially some shenanigans with Pywild, all of that sort of for free. So, stuff could happen. Oh, Loxodon Hierarch. That's wonderful. Heal 8. Can I do anything about that? Responding and killing it shouldn't stop the life gain. However, some stuff is going down this turn. Attacking with Tristani. Okay. I mean, I guess no reason not to. I will shoot this elephant end of turn. Seems pretty good. I'm pretty sure that gets you arrested in Kenya, but this is the multiverse. I guess I need to pay 2 life for that. Whatever. Don't follow your rules. Alright, so we could put another dude out, or we have 5 mana and a shaman and a first striker, so if we feel like it, we could pump, swing with everybody, kill Death Threat Shaman, pump the Precinct Captain. When he deals damage, get the Shaman back. Actually, that's not as efficient as I wanted. If we had 2 more mana, we could do it again, basically is what I'm trying to say. But since we do not have 2 more mana, it doesn't really matter who we put it on. I think I still like that plan, though. The other option would be just to double strike something. Which I guess double striking Firemane does exactly the same thing without showing the Shaman. Still deals 3 more damage, right? Alright. Let's just do some double strike. Full swing, Firemane kills this guy. And then double strike. So that'll be 6, 8, 10 damage. And make a dude. I just type soldier and it will find it. 2S. Right. Soldier, creature token. Oh no, there's too many options. That one, I guess. Oh man, it's the right one. Alright, match set. That's all I got. You can see the trade-off for going blue Boros is that sometimes you don't get the blue. So I've got 4 blue sources, 2 shocklands, 2 guild gates. Obviously, Island would be the worst card in the deck for once. You know, Island is usually the best card in the game. But when you got Ash Zealot, Precinct Captain, and Boros Reckoner, Island is just terrible. So that's not really an option. Hardcast Leyland of the Make is not really what he was looking for. 3 cards in hand still. Does he have anything at 1 mana that is relevant? Birds of Paradise, Death Threat Shaman. Beckon Apparition potentially for a chump blocker. And the blues keep coming. Alright. I think we got the same plan here. Firefist his blocker, Firemane his face, double strike. I love getting all this free stuff just for attacking. Seems like a great deal. Go to 19. Take 3 eventually. And then, or during blockers, I guess. Double strike this guy. Be 11 and 3 is 14. Sounds good. Make another guy. That's turn. What's it gonna be? He's thinking about it. Oh, my soldiers actually get +1/+1, so he's actually at 2. Or would be, if I noticed that. Why does that affect all creature tokens? That's confusing. What is he thinking about? I mean, he can still gain life off of Tristani. He's got 3 cards in hand. I'm heading for 15 though if he can't do anything. Alright. He says pass turn. Ha, there's the blue mana. It's alright. Well, if he's thinking he can do something, it might be a bluff. I might just have to attack. Let's see what he could do, though. He could Advent of the Worm and Selesnya Charm. Gain 7 and 2 blockers. Puts him at 10. Tristani still can't block. We still have Pyrewild, which still does nothing because it's still the same amount of damage as double striking on Fireman Avenger. He might live to see the turn though. I don't know what the math is like. Let's see what happens. I will step through this phase and just make sure I'm not missing anything he wants to do. Unless he doesn't respond. Alright, well. In response to the trigger, back an apparition. Sure. So he can block Fire Main, so that makes Power more valuable damage-wise. Gains 2 from Leyland and Tristani. Does he have the Advent, is the real question here. Five mana? 4 mana? 5 mana? Advent? Advent? Make it so! Ready and willing. Lifelink, Death Touch on tap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think you're 1 mana short, man. Oh, Rot Farm, sure. And bounce lands. Alright, so, how's this happening? Spirit blocks, Fire Main. So, Spirit blocks Fire Main. Tristani still can't block. You're still at 2, gaining 2. I think you're still dead. Even without pumps. Gain 2 from Spirit, take 2 from... Oh, I see how it is. Alright, well, that was not quite how I expected my game plan to go, but it worked out pretty well. Everything, all the synergy, just, I mean, there's not a lot of actual synergy, just basically attack with creatures. It's not really complicated, but it worked out. So yeah, definitely boarded in 2 and just boarded out Ash Zealot. Good job. Way to be. See if we can get this audio working. It was not working earlier. Hey, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Sweet. I switched to Chrome, maybe that helps.
Maybe.
So, Fireman Avenger. Where'd you go? You muted.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So yeah,
that angel.
it did some damage.
That stupid angel.
I was there at the end, like doing math. Like, wait, doesn't this still work out?
Yeah, it's still I did it all in my head. I was like, he still kills me, but I want to kill the Fireman Avenger, and I want him to do the math himself.
Okay, fair enough.
And be slightly confused.
I realized too.
I forgot about the you can't the creature that makes me not able to block. So it was without him, it was just exact enough damage. And then you had him not block. I was like, all right, that's a thing too.
Okay. I realized too that your Leyland pumps my tokens too, so you should have taken 1 earlier, and then it would have been 2 twos. I don't know why. It's all.
Yeah.
Did you invite the other guys?
I did not.
Barry said he was doing something else, but tried it.
I don't have Harrison's thing, so I can't.
Okay. Well, I have Harry, but I don't have Yuki because he just doesn't exist on Hangouts, as far as I can tell.
Right. I invited Yuki.
Okay. I definitely boarded in 2 cards and then just boarded out 1 and didn't even think about boarding out another 1. It was kind of special.
Yeah. I was like 6, 7, and 34. That equals 41 cards. Judge!
Hey, it's legal. It's just a bad plan. And you should know when you're doing things like that, not just do them. I had 2 blue cards in my hand for most of the second game, and drew a Azorius Gilgate on my last turn. It's like, oh, well.
Yeah, that was another problem I had. Was all my lands came into play tapped, and I was just not fast enough for you.
Oh, yeah.
Not even close to being fast enough for you. I was hoping my life gain would stable me out, but it just wasn't.
I had pretty slow hands for what the deck can do, but I think if I had the faster hands, you could have maybe stabilized, just because those are lower power level cards. I boarded out Ash Zealot just because it like dies to a Tristani and does nothing.
Yeah.
What did I board? Ash Zealot out, and then Martial Glory and Spell Rupture in.
Yeah, I boarded in Rot Farm, Not right farm. Blah. Basically things to kill your shit, and then also to tap Glare Subdual to try and tap your shit down, but
Oh
it
yeah,
just
yeah. I was expecting that.
yeah.
I actually did not bring in Wear Tear. I probably should have for that reason, because Glare can just like wreck face.
Yeah. I was hoping to get Glare, so your Fire Main Avenger would not keep on doing Lightning Helix to my face, but that didn't. When I played the Putrefy 2, I was like, if he has Avenger in his hand, I'm going to be screwed. But I also don't want Reckoner on the field.
Oh yeah.
But I almost held it back for the Avenger, because I think I would have been able to take care of Avenger eventually, but the Lightning Helix is what did it in.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're not main decking Putrefy. It seems pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. I might do that for the next time around. I just wanted to focus on the like getting creatures out and shit like that.
Okay.
But control spot removal is really, really good. So I don't know. I probably messed that up.
Trying to think if there were anything else that's noteworthy.
No, I don't think so.
Is Yuki not coming?
Apparently not. I invited him.
Okay. He doesn't like us anymore. Alright, I'm gonna shut the video off then.
Alrighty.